Here I am in my favourite position, lying on a sofa. I got a lunch break at work. I just trained at a dojo. It's getting too hot. It's soon be too hot to train up there for about the next 5 months, 4 months, or whatever. But while I was training, I noticed my right knee is calming down now because I'll explain. At the start of the year, I thought, all right, this is the year I will do the splits. It's like one thing I've got pretty close to before, going back years, but I've never quite got it. You can do the complete splits. I thought I'm really going to do it, and I looked at YouTube at videos of people who can teach you how to do proper splits, and it was basically just little and often. Just keep doing it, but I forgot, and every time a few years I'm going to learn how to do splits, I forget my right knee, and it just gets worse and worse and worse, and I can't do it. I have to back off doing it, and then my right knee is pretty much okay as long as I don't sort of overtrain. If I do too many kicks or something, it starts to go, and that was entirely due to this this fat Friar Tucker. We called him French Fred because his name was Fred and he was from France, surprisingly enough, but I'm not being xenophobic, it was just his nickname. But he was kind of feared and disliked by a lot of people in the judo club I was a member of at the time. This is whatever, 15, 20 years ago. Because he was about 16 stone, and at the time I was only like 10 and a half stone, and he wouldn't let go when you tapped. There's the double tap thing in judo or jiu-jitsu or whatever. He put on a lock on, and he'd be like, "Oh, come on!" In his French accent. I don't know what accent I was trying to do there. But etiquette in the dojo, keep your nails short, make sure your gi's clean. I know it's not a beauty pageant or something, you're not going on a date or something, but even perhaps brush your teeth before you take a lesson, because I used to train with this one guy. God, his breath would... God, my eyes are watering now thinking about it. You smell it from 10 paces. But anyway, etiquette, another etiquette is release immediately when someone taps. Apart from anything else, it's really dangerous. But this guy put a leg lock on me, French Fred, and I tapped, and he twisted my knee round, and I just let out this squawk, and then he let go, and I sort of hopped around, one of those where you're trying to just escape the pain. I mean, I've had a few of those, French Fred got a mild rebuke from the teacher, but I reckon that should be from the sensei, and he saw it out in the sensei, and he was a proper sensei, like proper judo. He did multiple judo, karate, and everything. I reckon that should have been a proper one strike and a definite warning, perhaps even suspension for a couple of weeks. So they do not do it again. Because also, if you're a big guy, so that guy that's nearly 6 stone on me at the time, and always size doesn't matter bullshit. Of course it does. When you're that much bigger than someone, it's of course you can generate so much more power. But so now I still get irritable when my knee, because it's like, as I say, I know it's not, it's martial arts, it's not like an embroidery class or something. And if it had been like an accident or something, it wouldn't be, oh, that's the way it goes. I've got fingers and toes broken. A couple of my toes get, like in the cold weather, they get achy and stuff. I don't know if they're fixed properly or whatever, but that was like, just accidents along the way, and that's the thing you've chosen to do, so don't grumble. But stuff like that was just so stupid and avoidable. The guy just had to let go when I tapped, as etiquette requires, and he didn't, and I've got a knee injury. I'm trying to temper my annoyance when I think back to it. I think, well, it could be so much worse. And I saw a guy training, his knee just used to dislocate all the time. He used to move up his leg. It was horrific, and he had to stop training. And at the time, he was only like, I don't even know if he was in his 20s. Might have just been late teens. He'd had some rugby injury. So in my mind, if I don't push it, if I don't try and do the splits, perhaps I'm 46 in a couple of days. Perhaps that's too. But age is a number. My gran did yoga in her 80s and could get her foot behind her head and stuff. No, bollocks. 46 isn't too old. If you don't have any nagging injuries like that, you could probably start stretching and trying to improve your stretches a lot, which is what I really wanted to do, because I've never been that flexible. But that's just I've had various injuries along the way. I think anyone who's trained, who doesn't have martial arts, sports, imagine playing like rugby or American soccer or something, American football, I think it's called. You know, you probably pick up a few injuries. But yeah, that's still when I think of that fat git twisting my knee around and really buggering it up, you know. The sod.